Most people think Meta is winning the smart glasses race. And they're not wrong. Walk through any airport. Scroll through Instagram. Watch any tech creator vlog. The Ray-Ban Meta smart glasses are everywhere. People recording hands-free. Taking calls without earbuds. Asking Meta AI random questions while walking down the street. And the craziest part? Nobody reacts anymore. Nobody stares. Nobody whispers. Nobody asks, "What is that on your face?" Because they just look like glasses. That's the breakthrough Meta achieved. For the first time since Google Glass failed socially, smart glasses feel normal. The Ray-Ban Meta lineup didn't try to look futuristic. No glowing visor, no bulky wraparound frame, no transparent sci-fi aesthetic. Just classic Wayfarer and headliner designs frames people already trust. Inside those frames, a 12-megapixel ultra-wide camera. Open-ear speakers built into the arms. A 5-microphone array for voice clarity. Touch controls along the temple. Seamless integration with Instagram, Facebook, Messenger, and WhatsApp. And Meta AI ready to answer questions about what you're seeing. It's simple. It works. You double tap, you capture 108p video from your perspective. You say, "Hey, Meta," you get an answer in your ear. You can live stream directly to your audience without holding a phone. You can send a voice message hands-free. You can take a call while walking and still hear the world around you. It's frictionless. And that's why it felt unbeatable. Because Meta didn't try to build the most advanced augmented reality glasses. They built the most wearable AI glasses. Audio first. Camera first. Social first. No display in your lens. No floating text. No navigation arrows projected into your field of view. If you wanted visuals, you still pulled out your phone. At first, that seemed like the smartest move. Displays inside glasses have always been the problem. Too bulky, too dim outdoors, too heavy, too obvious. Companies kept trying to cram augmented reality into frames that screamed prototype. Meta avoided all of it. They prioritized wearability over wow factor. And for a while, that strategy worked perfectly. But here's what most people didn't notice. While Meta was normalizing AI glasses without displays, display technology kept evolving quietly in the background. Waveguides got thinner, micro-LED brightness improved, power efficiency improved. On-device AI processing became lighter and faster, and expectations shifted. Because once people accept the idea of wearing smart glasses at all, the next question becomes inevitable. What else can they do? Audio answers are useful. But imagine real-time subtitles appearing while someone speaks another language. Imagine subtle turn-by-turn navigation without glancing down at your phone. Imagine discrete notifications in your peripheral vision during a meeting. Imagine seeing AI responses instead of only hearing them. That changes the experience. And here's where things get interesting. The competition rising against Meta isn't trying to copy the Ray-Ban formula. It's not focused on better cameras. It's not focused on deeper Instagram integration. It's targeting the one gap Meta intentionally left open. Visual augmentation. But not in the way you think. Not a massive headset like Apple Vision Pro. Not a bulky enterprise AR device. Not something that makes you look like you're testing military equipment. Something closer to everyday wear. Something subtle. Something practical. And that's why this matters. Because Meta solved the hardest problem first. Social acceptance. Now someone else is trying to solve the second hardest problem. Visual intelligence inside normal glasses. If they succeed, without making the frames heavier, thicker, or awkward, the entire category shifts overnight. Suddenly, audio only feels like version 1. Suddenly, people start asking why their glasses can't show directions. Suddenly, translation. Text inside your lens feels normal. Suddenly, AI responses feel incomplete without something to see. And that's dangerous for Meta. Not because the Ray-Ban Meta glasses are bad. They're polished, reliable, easy to use. The charging case is compact. Battery life covers daily casual use. The microphones are surprisingly clear. The open-ear speakers let you hear music or calls while staying aware of your surroundings. Meta AI can identify landmarks, answer questions, and assist hands-free. It's a strong package. But strength in tech doesn't last long when expectations evolve. Right now, we are at a turning point in wearable technology. Smart glasses are no longer experimental gadgets. They are becoming lifestyle devices. Once something becomes part of daily life, competition accelerates. Innovation speeds up, consumers demand more. And for the first time since the Ray-Ban Meta launch, there's a competitor emerging that isn't just another option. It's a signal. A signal that the next stage of smart glasses isn't about whether we wear them. It's about what they show us, and the most surprising part. The company pushing this shift isn't the one most people predicted. It's not Apple. It's not a mysterious Silicon Valley startup. It's not a flashy headline-grabbing prototype. It's something much more calculated. And if this direction gains momentum, Meta will have to respond faster than anyone expects. Because when smart glasses stop being just cameras with AI and start becoming subtle, visual companions, the definition of smart changes completely. And once that definition changes, there's no going back. Now let's talk about the competitor. Because this is where the story stops being theoretical and starts becoming uncomfortable for Meta. Up until now, the Ray-Ban Meta smart glasses have had one clear identity. Audio-first AI glasses with a built-in camera. They are social, practical, and designed for everyday wear. They prioritize comfort and style over visual augmentation. No display, no heads-up interface. No floating graphics in your field of view. That was the compromise. And it was a smart one. But now there's a product entering the conversation that doesn't ignore displays. It embraces them carefully. The unexpected rival shaking things up is the RayNeo X3 Pro, and what makes it dangerous isn't hype. It's balance. Unlike bulky AR headsets, the RayNeo X3 Pro is built as a pair of glasses, not a visor. Not a mixed reality headset, glasses. It introduces a micro-display system inside the lens, allowing contextual visual information to appear in your field of view. Not a full immersive digital world, not overwhelming overlays. Just enough. And just enough changes everything. Because the RayNeo X3 Pro doesn't position itself as a content creator camera device first. It positions itself as an AI-enhanced AR wearable. That difference in philosophy creates a very different experience. With Meta Ray-Ban, when you ask a question, the answer comes through audio. When you need navigation, you still look at your phone. When someone speaks another language, translation is audio-based. With RayNeo's approach, visual information becomes part of the interaction. Translation can appear as text. Directions can appear visually. Prompts can exist in front of you instead of only in your ear. Now pause for a second. This isn't about which device is better overall. It's about what happens psychologically when users try both. Imagine wearing Meta Ray-Ban glasses for 3 months. You love them. You record daily life hands-free. You take quick calls. You occasionally ask Meta AI about something you're looking at. It feels futuristic, but grounded. Now imagine putting on glasses that, in addition to AI audio, quietly place navigation arrows in your line of sight while you're walking through a new city. Or show translated subtitles while someone speaks. Or display a quick notification summary without pulling out your phone. Suddenly, audio-only interaction feels like half the conversation. That's the shift. RayNeo X3 Pro uses micro-LED waveguide optics to project visual elements onto a transparent lens. It integrates AI processing for contextual use cases. It focuses heavily on translation, navigation, and real-time assistance, areas that naturally benefit from visual output. And this is where the competition becomes philosophical. Meta's strategy: make AI glasses that feel invisible. RayNeo's strategy: make AI glasses that give you visual advantage without feeling intrusive. Those are two very different visions for the future of smart eyewear. Let's talk real-world scenarios. Scenario 1. Traveling abroad. With Ray-Ban Meta, you can ask Meta AI for translation help. You'll hear the translated result through open-ear audio. That works. It's practical. With glasses that include visual overlays, translated subtitles can appear directly in front of you while someone speaks. You're not just hearing the translation, you're seeing it. That reduces cognitive load. It feels more natural in conversation. Scenario 2. City navigation. Ray-Ban Meta lets you access directions via your phone and hear updates. But you still rely on audio cues or glancing at your smartphone. Glasses with visual navigation overlays let arrows appear in your field of view. You don't guess which Turn is correct, you see it, subtle, minimal, but present. Scenario 3. Quiet environments. In meetings, lectures, or presentations, you don't always want audio responses whispering in your ear. Visual prompts become powerful in these situations. A discrete line of text can be less intrusive than spoken feedback. These use cases don't make Meta obsolete, but they create comparison pressure. Because now the conversation shifts from, do you want AI glasses? To, do you want AI glasses without a display or with one? That reframing alone is powerful. Here's where Meta still holds massive advantages. Ray-Ban Meta glasses are deeply integrated with social platforms. Direct live streaming too. Instagram. Seamless messaging. Easy content creation. A polished mobile app ecosystem. Strong brand recognition with Ray-Ban styling. They're lifestyle ready. RayNeo and similar AR-forward competitors are more tech-forward, and that raises an important question. Which direction scales faster? Lifestyle simplicity or visual enhancement? Historically, products that blend into daily life win mass adoption. Meta nailed that formula. The glasses feel like accessories first, technology second. But once adoption is established, consumers start asking for upgrades. Better cameras, better battery, better AI, more capability. And visual capability is a meaningful upgrade. The risk for Meta isn't immediate collapse, it's gradual perception shift. If early adopters and tech enthusiasts start showcasing visual AR features on competitors' devices, subtitles appearing live, navigation, arrows floating seamlessly, contextual information displayed instantly, it creates shareable moments. Moments that look advanced. Moments that redefine expectations. Meta doesn't currently offer that consumer-level visual augmentation in Ray-Ban frames. And here's what makes it even more interesting. Meta has shown advanced AR prototypes, publicly proving they're working on it. But those prototypes are not in mainstream consumer hands yet. That gap gives competitors a window to shape the next narrative. Because timing in tech is everything. If display-enabled smart glasses become associated with real-world usefulness before Meta launches its consumer AR version, the perception of leadership shifts subtly. Meta goes from innovator to catching up. Even if that perception isn't technically accurate. Perception in consumer tech drives momentum. Now let's address design, because this is critical. The biggest question people ask about AR glasses is, do they still look normal? If display-equipped glasses become bulky, heavy, or socially awkward, Meta remains safe. Because wearability wins over features. But if companies like RayNeo manage to keep frames slim enough, battery life reasonable, brightness usable outdoors, and weight comfortable, then the balance tips. And this is why this competition matters so much. It's no longer camera glasses versus bulky AR goggles. It's AI audio glasses versus AI audio plus visual glasses. That is a far more direct comparison. Battery life becomes a factor. Display systems consume more power. Heat becomes a factor. Processing visual information requires more efficiency. Weight distribution becomes critical. If Meta observes competitors solving these without sacrificing comfort, acceleration becomes necessary. And acceleration in hardware timelines is expensive. For now, Meta Ray-Ban remains incredibly strong for creators and social-first users. If your priority is hands-free content capture, easy live streaming, great audio calls, and casual AI assistance, they deliver consistently. But the battlefield is expanding. And what makes this unexpected competitor dangerous isn't that it destroys Meta's current use case, it expands beyond it. When a rival expands the category definition, everyone has to respond. That's where we are, not a knockout punch. Not a dramatic collapse. A shift. The kind of quiet shift that signals the next evolution. And here's the tension building under the surface. If display-equipped smart glasses become good enough without becoming awkward, then no display stops feeling like a design choice. It starts feeling like a limitation. And the moment consumers label something a limitation, momentum changes direction. Meta still leads. But for the first time, the road ahead isn't clear. Because someone else is testing what comes next. And if they get it right, the entire smart glasses conversation changes. Now here's where things get uncomfortable. Because competition isn't just about features, it's about habits. And habits are extremely hard to break once they form. Meta didn't just build smart glasses, they built a usage pattern. Wake up. Put them on like normal glasses. Double tap to capture a moment. Say, "Hey Meta," when curiosity hits. Take a call while walking. Send a quick voice message without reaching for your phone. Live stream directly to Instagram from your perspective. Drop the glasses back into the charging case at night. That rhythm feels natural now. And when something feels natural, it becomes sticky. But here's the question nobody is asking out loud. What happens when a new habit feels even more powerful? Let's say you start wearing display-enabled smart glasses, something like the RayNeo X3 Pro, consistently for a few weeks. At first, the novelty of seeing text in your field of view feels futuristic. Translation subtitles appear while someone speaks. A subtle navigation arrow guides you down a street. A small notification pops up and you don't need to pull out your phone. It feels minor, but then something strange happens. You begin to rely on it. You start walking in new cities without looking down at your phone at all. You take conversations with foreign language speakers more confidently because text appears in real time. You glance at discrete visual prompts during meetings. You check small pieces of information without breaking eye contact with the world around you. That's not a gimmick. That's friction reduction. And friction reduction reshapes habits. Meta Ray-Ban glasses reduced friction for content capture and communication. That's why they exploded in popularity with creators and tech enthusiasts. You no longer have to hold a phone up to record. You no longer have to wear separate earbuds for calls. Everything feels consolidated into something socially acceptable. But they didn't fully reduce visual friction. Your phone is still required for structured information. If the competitor can reduce that last layer, even partially, that's meaningful. Now let's talk about something deeper, cognitive load. Audio-only AI requires memory processing. When Meta AI responds in your ear, you hear the information and mentally retain it. That works well for short answers. But for structured data, directions, numbers, translations, visual reinforcement can be more efficient. If glasses display a small line of text while audio confirms it, your brain processes both. Comprehension increases. Error decreases. That combination feels powerful. And the first time someone experiences that combination in lightweight frames, the perception of what smart glasses should do changes. This is how categories evolve. Think about smartphones before large displays. Early devices could email, browse lightly, and call. But once larger high-resolution screens arrived, usage patterns exploded. The form factor unlocked behaviors that were technically possible before, but never comfortable. Display-enabled smart glasses are flirting with that same unlocking moment. But here's the critical tension. Displays add complexity. They add cost. They add battery strain. They add heat. They add potential brightness limitations in sunlight. They add engineering challenges with transparency and clarity. If those trade-offs feel noticeable, Meta wins by staying simple. If those trade-offs become minimal, Meta faces pressure. And here's where things get interesting in 2025. Micro-LED and waveguide technologies are improving efficiency. Companies are experimenting with monocular displays instead of dual-eye projection. Instead of full immersive overlays, they present minimal contextual elements, almost like a floating notification badge. That restraint is key, because consumers don't necessarily want full holographic dashboards in their face all day. They want assistance. There's a difference. If Meta stays audio first and competitors become visually assistive without becoming intrusive, user expectations gradually tilt. Now think about creators. Meta Ray-Ban dominates content creation in this space right now. First-person 108op capture. Direct social integrations. Easy sharing. Live streaming from your perspective. For influencers, travelers, and daily vloggers, that's powerful. But imagine visual overlays appearing during live streams, subtle captions, real-time prompts, viewer comments summarized visually in your peripheral vision. That kind of integration could redefine creator workflows. Meta's ecosystem advantage is strong, but ecosystems can expand. If competitors open API access for overlays or enable development for contextual prompts, the glasses move beyond consumer novelty into lightweight computing platforms. And once developers get involved, acceleration increases dramatically. This is the layer most people aren't thinking about yet. The battle isn't just hardware versus hardware. It's vision versus vision. Meta's vision right now is a eye through voice, inside familiar fashion frames. The competitor's vision is AI through voice plus minimal visual augmentation inside evolving AR-capable frames. Both are logical steps. But one feels like version 1 of wearable AI. The other feels like version 2. And perception of generational upgrades can move markets fast. Now here's something critical. Meta is not unaware of this shift. They have publicly demonstrated advanced augmented reality prototypes. They are investing heavily in AR research. They understand displays are the future. The question isn't whether Meta can build them. It's timing. Meta's Ray-Ban smart glasses are shipping today, widely adopted, socially accepted. If display-enabled competitors become mainstream before Meta introduces its own consumer-ready AR glasses, momentum shifts slightly. Even if Meta eventually launches something superior, being perceived as second in a visible leap matters. In consumer tech, narratives spread quickly. This one shows subtitles. This one has built-in navigation overlays. This one feels next level. Those phrases travel. And this is why the competition is a problem. Not because Meta is failing, but because the category is evolving. Now let's talk about comfort and weight. If a display system adds even small grams to frame weight, long-term comfort becomes noticeable. Pressure behind the ears. Slight warmth near the temples. Slight bulk near the lens. These are the fine margins that decide winners. Meta optimized around those margins by removing displays entirely. Competitors are now testing whether they can add displays without breaking comfort. If they succeed, even partially, they open the next stage of expectations. If they fail, Meta's simplicity remains the winning formula, so we are in a transition period, not full disruption. Not collapse, a testing phase. The next 12 to 24 months will likely define whether smart glasses remain primarily camera and audio AI devices or evolve into lightweight visual computing companions. And here's the final tension building under the surface. Once consumers experience visual augmentation in subtle, useful ways, it's very difficult to go back to audio-only interaction. Because once you've seen the arrow instead of guessing, the turn, once you've read the translation instead of only hearing it, once you've glanced at information without pulling out your phone, going back feels like friction. Meta Ray-Ban still represents one of the most successful consumer smart glasses launches in history. They are practical, stylish, integrated, deeply into social ecosystems, and easy to adopt. But for the first time, there is a challenger that doesn't just compete, it expands. And when expansion enters the category, leadership must either evolve or watch expectations move ahead without them. Right now, the race isn't decided, but the direction is changing. And the next move from Meta may determine whether they stay comfortably ahead or have to fight to reclaim momentum in a category they helped normalize. Here's the part most people don't see yet. Competition in hardware is visible. Competition in ecosystem is invisible. And invisible competition is far more dangerous. Up until now, Meta's biggest advantage hasn't just been hardware design. It's been integration. Ray-Ban Meta smart glasses connect directly to Instagram, Facebook, Messenger, and WhatsApp. That matters. It creates stickiness. It anchors the glasses in the platforms people already use daily. When you go live from your glasses directly to Instagram, that's not just a feature. That's ecosystem gravity. When you send a voice message hands-free inside WhatsApp, that's convenience layered into an existing habit. Meta understood something critical. If smart glasses exist outside daily workflows, they stay niche. If they plug into existing behavior, adoption accelerates, and it worked. But here's the shift happening quietly beneath the surface. Display-enabled smart glasses introduce the possibility of something bigger than integration with social apps. They introduce the possibility of becoming independent interfaces. Right now, Meta Ray-Ban glasses are companions to your phone. They extend it, they enhance it. But they do not replace visual interaction with it. Your phone remains the primary screen. Once glasses display structured information, even minimally, they begin competing with the phone for attention time. Not fully, not immediately, but gradually. Navigation that used to require glancing down now appears ahead of you. Messages that required unlocking your device now appear as subtle prompts. Information that lived in apps can float contextually. That's not an accessory. That's the early stage of a platform. And platforms attract developers. Here's where this becomes strategic. If companies building display-equipped smart glasses open development layers allowing translation apps, productivity apps, fitness apps, navigation apps, or enterprise solutions to build lightweight overlays, the glasses evolve beyond single-use AI assistants. They become interface surfaces. Meta absolutely understands this. Their long-term vision for AR has always involved spatial computing and immersive overlays. But their current consumer product, Ray-Ban Meta, does not yet open that door. It remains primarily camera, audio, and voice AI-centric. That clarity has advantages: stability, simplicity, broad appeal. But it also creates a ceiling. Display-enabled competitors are testing that ceiling. Now imagine a near-future use case. You're cycling through a city. Turn-by-turn navigation arrows appear softly at the edge of your vision. Your heart rate data from a connected wearable flashes briefly after a sprint. A message preview appears, but doesn't obstruct your view. Everything fades when not needed. That's not immersive AR, that's contextual micro-information. Small enhancements, but small enhancements compound. Over weeks of use, those enhancements shape dependency. Meta Ray-Ban currently excels at capture and communication. The competitor is aiming at contextual augmentation. And contextual augmentation may be the next phase. Now let's talk about privacy and perception. One reason Ray-Ban Meta achieved adoption is design familiarity plus visible capture indicators. The LED recording light signals when video is recording. The frames look normal. The hardware doesn't appear intrusive. If display-enabled glasses maintain that transparency and avoid overwhelming brightness or obvious projection, they maintain social comfort. If they don't, adoption slows. This is the fine balance competitors must master. Because public perception of smart glasses can flip quickly if devices feel invasive. Meta already crossed that social threshold successfully. The new competitors must do the same while adding complexity. That's why this moment feels tense. If they succeed, Meta must accelerate display integration. If they fail, Meta's decision to stay display-free looks brilliant in hindsight. There's also a pricing question. Display systems increase cost. If display-enabled glasses price significantly higher, Meta retains mass market advantage. If pricing becomes competitive while offering more functionality, comparison becomes inevitable. Consumers naturally ask, for similar money, do I want more capability? Then battery life enters the equation. Meta Ray-Ban glasses deliver practical day usage for typical capture and audio tasks. Displays consume more power. Brightness requires energy. Processing visuals requires energy. If competitors cannot maintain comparable battery performance, trade-offs appear clearly. If they can optimize effectively, the performance gap narrows. And remember, early adopters tolerate shorter battery life for advanced features. Mass market users do not. So whoever balances battery, weight, brightness, price, and usefulness wins the next wave. Now zoom out. The broader smart glasses industry is moving toward convergence of AI and AR. Voice AI make glasses usable without displays. AR visuals make glasses more intuitive without audio overload. The future likely blends both fully. Meta currently leads in audio AI integration inside fashionable frames. The new competitor leads in introducing visual augmentation earlier in consumer-ready glasses. This isn't checkmate, it's positioning. Who defines what smart glasses means in 2026? Are they primarily hands-free cameras with AI voice? Or are they lightweight visual computing devices with contextual intelligence? The answer will determine leadership. And here's the most interesting twist. Consumers may not consciously analyze this shift. They'll just feel it. They'll feel that one device does more. They'll feel that one experience feels next level. They'll feel subtle friction returning when switching back. And in technology, feeling often beats specification sheets. Meta's advantage remains enormous. Brand recognition, social integration, retail distribution, design credibility through Ray-Ban, a massive AI infrastructure backbone. But momentum doesn't wait. If display-enabled competitors begin appearing in tech reviews, YouTube demos, travel showcases, highlighting subtitles floating in real time or navigation arrows overlaid naturally, visual proof spreads quickly. Visual features are easy to demonstrate. And demonstration drives desire. That's the hidden risk. Audio AI experiences are harder to showcase in video thumbnails. A visible overlay? Instantly compelling. Which means the battle will increasingly play out in public demos. And public demos shape perception before mass adoption even occurs. So what does Meta need to do? Either accelerate consumer display integration sooner than expected, or double down on perfecting audio-first AI experiences. So will that visuals feel unnecessary? Both strategies require speed. Because once users experience functional augmentation visually, the category advances whether Meta moves or not. Right now, we are watching the early stage of that advancement. Quiet, gradual, strategic. This is not a dramatic collapse of Meta. Ray-Ban dominance, it's something more subtle. It's the moment where the next definition of smart glasses is forming. And Meta, for the first time, isn't the only company shaping that definition in real time. The race has moved from, can smart glasses work, to what should smart glasses become? And when that question is open, anything can change. This is where everything comes together, not in a dramatic collapse, not in a sudden headline that says Meta is finished, but in a quiet realization. The Ray-Ban Meta smart glasses prove something that the entire industry struggled with for almost a decade. People are willing to wear technology on their face as long as it feels natural. That was the wall. That was the hardest problem. And Meta broke through it. They didn't overwhelm users with holograms. They didn't force a sci-fi aesthetic. They didn't rush unfinished AR into the mainstream. They built glasses first. Technology second. Camera, open-ear audio, 5 microphones. Meta AI, social integration, simple, focused. Wearable. And that simplicity is still incredibly powerful. But every successful product eventually reaches a moment like this. The moment when the category it created begins to expand beyond it. Because once smart glasses feel normal, expectations change. Consumers stop asking, should I wear these? And start asking, what else can they do? That question is what creates pressure. Right now, Meta Ray-Ban still dominates the camera AI glasses space. If your priority is capturing life hands-free, live streaming to Instagram, taking calls without earbuds, and casually asking Meta AI questions, they are one of the most polished options available. They integrate beautifully into daily routines. They look like classic Ray-Bans. They feel lightweight. They don't draw attention, that matters, but the competitor entering this space isn't trying to steal that exact use case. It's pushing the category forward. And that's the difference. Display-enabled smart glasses introduce a new layer. Context. Not full immersive augmented reality. Not giant floating dashboards. Not overwhelming graphics. Just subtle information when you need it. Translation subtitles, navigation arrows, text prompts. Quick data flashes. Small things. But small things change. Workflows. Imagine walking through a foreign airport and seeing signs translated instantly in your lens. Imagine cycling through traffic without glancing down at your phone. Imagine glancing at meeting notes discreetly while maintaining eye contact. Imagine notifications appearing in your periphery instead of interrupting your movement. These are micro-advantages. And micro-advantages compound over time. When a device gives you even slight daily efficiency gains, it becomes hard to give them up. Meta's approach right now keeps the phone central for visuals. The new approach reduces the phone's visual dominance, and that's not a small shift, because the moment glasses can handle structured information visually, they become more than accessories. They become surfaces of interaction. And when a new surface appears in computing, history shows us what happens next. Developers build for it. Users adapt to it. Habits reshape around it. Meta absolutely knows this. They've invested billions in AR research. They've demonstrated advanced prototypes. They understand where this leads. But there's always a tension between readiness and release. Meta chose mass adoption first. Now competitors are experimenting with capability expansion. The critical question becomes, who times it better? If display-equipped smart glasses become good enough, bright enough outdoors, light enough for daily wear, efficient enough on battery, then consumers will gradually expect visuals as part of the package. If they remain slightly bulky, slightly heavy, slightly dim, or slightly inconvenient, Meta's simpler formula wins longer. This is a race of refinement, not revolution. The next generation of smart glasses will likely merge both approaches: audio AI that feels seamless, visual augmentation that feels natural, design that feels invisible, battery that lasts, price that feels justified. Whoever merges those without compromise will define the category. Right now, Meta leads in polish and ecosystem integration. The challenger leads in pushing visual capability forward sooner. And here's the most important part. This competition is good because it accelerates innovation. When Meta had no real pressure, the upgrade cycle could move carefully. Now visible. Advancement elsewhere forces urgency. Urgency drives iteration. Iteration drives breakthroughs. Breakthroughs redefine expectations. And consumers win. For creators, this means more powerful first-person tools. For travelers, it means better contextual support. For professionals, it means new layers of subtle productivity. For everyday users, it means less dependency on pulling a phone from their pocket. The battle isn't about who wins today. It's about who defines what smart glasses mean in 2 years. Will they remain primarily content capture AI assistants? Or will they evolve into lightweight visual computing companions? That definition is being written right now, and this is why the competition is a big problem. Not because Meta is collapsing, but because the narrative of leadership can shift quietly when someone else demonstrates the next step first. In consumer tech, leadership isn't just about market share. It's about perception of advancement. If users begin to associate visual augmentation with the future of smart glasses, the company delivering that experience becomes the symbol of forward movement. Meta must respond strategically, either integrate display technology into Ray-Ban consumer products sooner than expected, or elevate audio first AI so dramatically that visual overlays feel optional rather than essential. Neither path is easy. Both require precision. And while that battle unfolds, the market watches. Early adopters experiment, reviewers compare, creators showcase, developers explore. The definition of smart glasses expands with every test. We are at the transition from version 1 of Wearable AI to version 2. Version 1, Hear Intelligence. Version 2, See and Hear Intelligence. Ray-Ban Meta Mastered Version 1. The new competitor is betting on version 2, the company that merges both into something invisible and effortless will dominate the next phase. And here's the final twist. This isn't about replacing smartphones overnight. It's not about holographic sci-fi futures. It's about reducing friction one layer at a time. First, remove the need to hold a camera. Then remove the need for earbuds. Then remove the need to glance down at a phone. Each layer brings computing closer to the human line of sight. And the closer computing gets to your natural field of view, the more personal it becomes. That's why this matters. Because we're not watching a simple product rivalry. We're watching the early steps of a new interface era. Meta started the normalization of AI glasses. Now someone else is challenging what normalization looks like in its next stage. And when expectations move forward, companies must move with them. Otherwise, leadership becomes history. The race is no longer about proving smart glasses are wearable. That question has been answered. Now the race is about proving they are indispensable. And the next 12 to 24 months will decide who earns that title. Not with hype, not with promises, but with execution. And that's why this competition isn't just interesting. It's defining the future.